Take on the big talking point of the day. From the 1st of June, places of worship will reopen under level 3 lockdown. President Cyril Ramaphosa made the announcement yesterday saying there will be strict conditions. No more than 50 people are allowed to gather, while the wearing of face masks is compulsory. For more than, I'm joined via Skype, in fact on the line, by Evangelical Lutheran Church of Southern Africa's Bishop M.J. Ubane. Bishop, thank you for joining me. So there's this announcement that has been made. No more than 50 people can now attend church. What is your reaction to that?
Thank you very much, Tula Caesar. Our people are very excited. We are very happy about this as a religious community. This is something that we've been waiting for some time. But yes, we need to abide by the rules, because to tell you the truth, Caesar, this virus is very cruel, and it's real, and it kills. Therefore, we must not be in a hurry. We must not be in a rush to enter into the places of worship. We have to, but we need to have all the norms. We have to be guided by that, the places must be sanitized, places must be well cleaned, and then we must also even abide by the rules that, we need to have, this washing of hands, we need to have also even masks, that we have to wear masks and so on.
Yeah.
For the welfare of our people.
Speaking of which, I've heard people, asking the rhetorical question to say, really, the wearing of masks in church where there's need for people to be singing and praying out loudly, how's that going to work for you? When you think through what church will look like for you, I presume you will be opening as of next week on Sunday. What does church look like for you?
Yeah, all right. We are praising and worshiping with masks. It is really a challenge, but it's something that we have to live with, and it's something that we will get used to. For the safety of our people, and also even the issue of number, because normally our churches are full. We have close to 200, 300 in certain instances, but 50, of course, is little. But it's something that we have to live with, and then we are still going to unpack this address of the president, so that we must be able to know what is it that is going to be possible and what is it that is going to be possible.
When you balance the debate around, Bishop, around the issue of cluster infections that seem to be related to a group of people participating in one activity, the example being the church service in Bloemfontein, where a number of people went on to contract the coronavirus. We've seen it in, hair salons, for example, in other countries, for instance, in the United States, and at funerals, for instance, in Port St. John's. When you balance that with the need that many have said that people actually need that spiritual contact with other believers, how does the balance weigh for you? Is it worth the risk that we could have cluster infections simply to be able to have this fellowship?
Yes, my brother. No, we don't want to have an infection at all, because life of each and every person is very, very, very important. But yes, there was recklessness in the past, and then this is something that we have to learn from. Or as the president also mentioned when we met with him about what happened in East London, and also what happened in Mangaung. But I think that was recklessness. But I think for now we know, we have learned, and then we'll make sure that we don't want to put our people in jeopardy, in danger.
But Bishop, you can say that for yourself as the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Southern Africa. You can speak for yourself. But you and I can agree that it will be impossible to make sure that each and every one of these establishments that run as churches adhere to the strict regulations. What, we couldn't even get people to adhere to basic issues, you know, the feeding of snakes. We saw practices like those, people being stomped on in the past and people being fed grass. We couldn't contain that. We could never regulate that. What makes us think that right now some of these churches that are far from, you know, the glaring eye of the public will not carry on with practices that don't adhere to the regulations?
Yeah, no, that's the real problem, because we are not everywhere, and some of these, people that claim to be prophets and pastors and so on, they are somehow reckless in some of these things, and people are flocking because, you know, we have this a prosperity theology whereby people are flocking to these people. But to be honest, it's very reckless. We need, because we don't have a law in our country where we can regulate some of these things. Like the South African Council of Churches, we can say, but as member churches, we know what is it that we have to tell our people and what to say. But there are other people outside who are doing all these sort of things. And it's very much disturbing, because we can't control them, as you say. And then with that, I understand that, no, maybe on our side, we can try. But there are people that will be reckless in a way, and then this virus will continue to escalate.
Just lastly, Bishop, just level with me and let's be frank with one another around the welfare of the people that lead churches. It is true that many are sustained by either a salary that's structured and sort of gazetted in terms of the church rules that they do receive from the church, and one imagines that must have been affected over a period of time, and others are sustained by the contributions of people who are congregants. What will you say to the cynical view that will say that's part of the motivation why pastors want to see church reopen?
Yes, on our side, money was not an issue. Financial matter was not an issue, but the welfare of our people, the spiritual welfare of our people was an issue. Yes, the church cannot really sustain itself without some finances. But during the period of these 2 months, we managed. We managed, of course, with some difficulties, but we managed. And that showed that the money is not really an issue, but the spiritual welfare of our people. And then once, if we have I know that question was raised by one of the religious agents that we had, where we was asking the government to help financially because people are not going to contribute and so on. But that's not. People are contributing. Even where they are, we were home, but people were contributing.
Yeah. All right. No, thank you for that, Bishop, for your insights. And it's not to delegitimize some of the issues that you have to deal with around issues of finances in the church. It's just a matter of the reality that the finances are a reality in religion. Thank you for that, Bishop M.J. Ubane of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Southern Africa there.